Many of our women have had complex lives, much of it traumatic, and that might be through domestic abuse, it could be mental health.
So the role of a forensic psychologist in custody can be quite varied, but from working with individuals, what we would really want to do is try to understand their journey to how they came into custody in the first place. So in that regard, we would see offending behaviour as an outcome, but what's really important to remember is the journey of the person to get into that stage of their life. We would want to work with the person to understand their background, their lifestyle, things that have impacted on them. Compassion-focused therapy is something that I've practiced since 2019, and the idea behind compassion-focused therapy is that we turn towards people's distress with the intention of trying to alleviate that distress so that they don't cause harm to themselves or other people. Our team has been responsible for developing the early days service, which is referred to as TEDS, and within that we deliver the HOPE intervention, which centres on compassion-focused and acceptance and commitment-focused therapy, and really helps to try to embed the women into custody, keep them safe, and also try to build from the outset that relational approach with them.
It's about understanding what makes the women tick and understanding how their behaviours are impacted on their previous experiences. The benefit of having psychology here is their ability to understand that and pick that apart for us. So it helps us manage the women better, both in the security and in day-to-day operations, but also helps the women themselves in order to overcome some of that trauma.
We recognise that there are many nuances in working with women. You know, before I came into this service, I never thought about necessarily mother and baby units, women being far away from their families. I didn't think about impacts of hormone health on behaviour in custody. So those were all quite unique things that we've had to learn about and tailor our practice. And then we use all of that evidence base that we've gathered to inform policy, to inform strategy into the women's group. Psychologists are recognising that trust shouldn't be assumed. These women have been through quite traumatic experiences, whether that's as a child or as an adult, and indeed in custody, so we can't assume that we will be able to build that relationship with them from the get-go. So we might spend time with them beforehand explaining all the nuances of what they might experience, and then let them have an informed decision about whether they wish to progress with the work that we would encourage them to do.
It's important to highlight the fact that psychology will work with an individual and it will help them improve. They could work with a group, but actually the impact of that is huge, not just for us as a prison, safety of the prison, how we run the prison, but also on release and keeping the public safe, reducing reoffending in that way. Psychology play a massive part in that.